Hey guys.
Hey.
How are y'all?
How's
We're
everybody?
coming to you from the porch that I just cleaned off. Haven't seen that video on YouTube, by all means, check it out. I have it up and running with our beautiful view that you can't see too much of at the moment, but in order to get us in the picture, we have to do it this way. So we're going to sit and hang around, wait on a couple of other people to come in, and then we'll get busy on the Did You Know factor for today. We have both President's Day information, money information, and Timmy has some special facts about West Virginia. So we're just going to hang around.
And we've had plenty of time to do it. We were laying around with COVID.
Since we have, hey Mandy, how are you, baby? How's everything going up at work today?
Hey, Manny.
Glad to see you. Chris may not be able to get here because she has clients today, but, you know, we'll wait and see. Me and Tim been battling COVID for the last little bit. Hey, Barb.
Hey.
Glad you got to stop in. How's everything up in your area? I see you made it, Mandy. You and Chris was talking the last time. But that's good. Sissy should talk. I checked our YouTube today, and we are doing so good. The videos are doing so good. So I appreciate each and every one of you that watch the YouTube videos, subscribe. I think we're up to 87 now, which is doing really good. So I appreciate everybody that stops in to the Facebook and everybody that stops in to the YouTube. We're going to wait just a little bit longer. Me and Timmy have been sitting here enjoying this view. We're trying to decide.
Beautiful day. Very beautiful day.
Yeah, we're trying to decide if they stocked the creek or not. It is February, and sometimes they do.
Well, I think they did, because I've been seeing quite a few folk down there on the bridge itself, like, you know, fishing off the bridge.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd say they did it. And it's about that time.
Yeah. So we're going to wait just a minute or two more. I am so bundled with this COVID. Has everybody on already had COVID? This is me and Timmy's first time having it in the, 2-3 years since they said it?
Yeah, I've dodged it
We
this
miss
long.
you too, Barb.
And and it's, I don't think there's a part of COVID I hadn't seen in the past week.
Well,
It's horrible.
It didn't hit us like it hit a lot of people with the, necessary trip to the hospital. It sure has whipped us. At our age, it's took some good stuff out of us, that's for sure. And now, I think I'm about a day or so behind him. Everything he's already complained about. And it could be my hypochondriacism sticking in. I'm not sure. Haven't decided. I ain't talked myself out of it yet. So, I'm pretty sure I was sick. So.
Yeah, I'm at that point now where it's just like a scratchy throat, a little bit of congestion, that and other. And I've lost a little bit of taste.
Yeah, that's the worst of all of it, man. When you eat food that looks so good, you just know it's going to be good. And it tastes like nobody put a drop of salt in it. That's not good for you. Not good at all. Hello, new ones. Just let us know. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started so this don't... Hey, Joel! Yeah, I know you're at work, but I appreciate you sneaking in. I thought that was your avatar, but I'm sitting down on the porch with the as you can tell, with the camera up above me, and I can't see well to start with, so let me see if I can get us into this.
That's an age thing.
Yeah, and I'm getting there. Every single bit of it. Age is working on me good. We'll get this in so Timmy can see the comments. He had to be off all week. Hey, JD or Dale?
JD.
JD. Hey, buddy. Glad you stopped in. Well, as soon as my computer lines me up here. But we're going to be talking about President's Day. That's coming up this Monday. And probably JD being one and Julie too, that'll have that day off because it is a federal holiday. President's Day originally was they had two different holidays for President's birthday. One was George Washington's birthday, which is the 22nd of February, and then Abraham Lincoln's birthday, which was the 12th. George Washington's, they started celebrating his birthday in 1800, but it wasn't official. They didn't have an official day off. It was just an observance day in reverence to the, oh man, that's that. I'm glad you're feeling better. But they just showed a reverence. And then in 1879, it was signed into law in the District of Columbia. So everybody would be able to, in District of Columbia, would be able to have that as holiday. Then in 1885, they made it a national holiday for everybody on George Washington's birthday. And then in, I think it was, trying to think of the date. Anyway, they combined both birthdays into one, even though Abraham Lincoln's was only a state holiday, which I could remember back when I was younger. I'm sure if Janet Kay gets on here, she'll remember. We celebrated Abraham Lincoln's birthday as a state holiday when we were one of 6 or 7 states that did it. I didn't know that at the time. I thought all the states celebrated Abraham Lincoln's birthday, but it wasn't. It was just a few that had his birthday as an official holiday, and West Virginia was one of them. So that was a pretty useful piece of West Virginia history that come up. And then they decided they were going, as part of the movement, to move all holidays that they could to Monday to give everybody an extended holiday weekend. You know, you'd have Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off. They decided to combine Abraham's birthday and George Washington's birthday into one and call it President's Day. Since then, it's basically used to celebrate all presidents. So I think that's a good idea. I think even though sometimes I might have a comment or two that I don't particularly care about one president or the other is the one, you still should always respect the office of the presidency.
Yeah, amen.
Even it's like your children when they're not being 100%. You always love them, and you should always respect the office of the presidency. Sometimes you don't like them. You don't like what they're doing, and you don't like how they're handling things. But you're still going to love them because you're kids. So you really should respect the office of the presidency, even if the president himself is not doing things that you like. That's my personal opinion. That's just what I think. Now, like I said, it's always celebrated on the third Monday. Whether they made it Washington's birthday a national holiday, it joined Christmas, the 4th of July, Thanksgiving, and New Year's Day as the 4 national holidays that they had at the time. So then they added it at 1983. They added Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. So that was another one that they added in. The only one that they didn't try to move over to a Monday, even though they did it originally, was Veterans Day. And then there was so much backlash over that, they moved it back to actually November the 11th, which is what it was to start with. So no matter what day, November 11th.
I don't think they ought to change that. You know, they ought to keep that what it is.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that. I think you should just leave things away. Leave the veterans alone. They're good people. They work hard. They are out there striving for our country. They, again, like us, might not like what the higher-ups are doing, but they don't have any choice in the matter.
Alrighty.
They have to do whatever it is. So, George Washington was born on February the 22nd, 1732. And he was president from 1789 to 1797.
So that means he's older than I am.
That means he's a
Yeah,
little
all
bit.
I am.
He's a little bit older than you are, Dad.
Yeah, just a little
Not
man.
much older than we are, though, because he was only 69 when he passed away. I'm almost 65. That's not very old. Now, back when I was younger,
Yeah, you old.
69 was like ancient. It's not so much anymore. But, yeah. In a few years, if we're lucky and live long enough, we'll be older than George Washington. Yeah, these may not stick down the greatest on wood, but we're going to give it a try. And then Abraham Lincoln was born February the 12th, 1809, 10 years after Washington passed away. So, and he served from 1860 until April of 1865, which we all know he ended up being assassinated. So it was George Washington was, of course, the first president, and Abraham Lincoln was the 16th president.
Adam, how are you doing? How's the family? Everybody doing okay? Good to see you on here.
So I just decided I would put together a little plaque with the two presidents that are represented, for the most part, on President's Day. I'm going to stick that on my little wall in there. But these were just clip art that I printed off of the internet and just took a piece of wood that, believe it or not, was already painted white in my storage. So I'm, again, going back to, hopefully, using up stuff that we have in our storage. So, that was, does anybody have any questions? I ain't bringing this up so Timmy can see if the comments that are coming up.
Charlene Hughes.
Hey, Charlene, how are you? I'm being a little bit of what you are and being a teacher of some history. So if what I'm saying is not right, by all means, you can help correct me so that everybody has the same information.
Autumn says she's doing good and finally off work long enough to watch y'all.
Good.
Which we appreciate. Good to see you.
And yes, we did have, even though we had COVID, we had a good Valentine's Day. Sean, who does not have COVID, went out for us and got us some dinner. And he brought home, Timmy had him bring home that rose you see behind me. So
Yeah.
I got me my little rose.
Yeah, she got her rose.
I'm going to turn it upside down. If you want to keep something like this and you get it fresh, just take it in wherever you can find a dark spot in your house. Take it and turn it upside down. Now what I did was put one of those little binder clips that you can buy at Dollar Tree store. I just take it and clip it to the stem, and I got a little push pin behind my door, and I just turned it upside down like that. I got brought home 3 roses from Jenny's funeral, and they're ready. I'm going to go put them a little close. One is mine, one is Eb's, and one is Mandy's, because we're the one that brought those 3 roses home. But they turned out really good. It's not like just setting something around and let it dry, because for some reason all that stuff falls off. But these did. I'll show them to you during the Facebook Live next week after I get the cloches all done, how well they look. Even the greenery that was with it, I just turned that upside down and it just dried perfectly. The stuff isn't falling off of it or anything. So I don't know what hanging it upside down does. I'm not a flower person. I just know at this particular point it worked.
No matter.
Set that out loud. Okay, the next thing I'm going to discuss is the money. The president's on the money. Does anybody know who's on the dollar bill? I'm sure everybody does, because this is the one president that everybody, just about everybody, has content text with every day. I mean, I don't know so much with the digital, with the credit cards and stuff, but you've almost, that's right, Mandy, that's right, it is George Washington. So,
And that's the one I got a lot more of. I got a lot more George Washingtons than any of the rest of them.
So hi, Mary. So the next one is, this is a little bigger because I printed it off. I said, I hope the IRS don't come looking for me. Or the Treasury Department thinking I'm treasurer. No, I'm doing research for a YouTube video. I mean, a Facebook video, that's all. This is a $2 bill. You can see where it says $2 on the side of it. Does anybody know who that president is? I couldn't recognize him because, you know, history was one of my favorite subjects in school, but I'm not 100% sure of all these either. However, I'm sitting here reading it off of the $2 bill, so. Jefferson, good job, Julie. Now, did you know that, Julie, or did you Google that?
Well, I didn't know it.
I didn't know it either until I started doing this. That's why I named this Did You Know? Actually, it was Thomas Jefferson, Audie. It was. The next one.
I'd have thought more Cleveland than.
Next one is the $5 bill. Does anybody know who's on the $5 bill? Good job, Joel, because I did not know that. I don't deal with $2 bills. I've always had an aversion to them. Whenever I get one, I trade them off to somebody else. Oh, Mandy said she had to Google it. I have to Google everything these days, Mandy. I don't know whether my mind's just got too much running. Lincoln is right, Julie. Good job. She must deal with a lot of cash money. Okay, the next one is the $10 bill. I'm going to put over the name so nobody can read it. Who's on the $10 bill? I didn't even know this person. I'm not even sure this person is a president.
Yeah, he was.
To tell you the honest truth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I'll hold on to that one for you when you get to the $1,000 bill, Audie. I had never even seen a $1,000 bill. But on the $10 bill is Hamilton. Is Hamilton a president? Does anybody know? Can somebody Google that real quick and find out if Hamilton was a president? I think I have that in my notes somewhere.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it was. I don't know which one.
I've got all that stuff wrote down. I just didn't. Okay, $10 bill has Hamilton on the front. And in the back is the U.S. Treasury. It's unique. Hamilton's portrait faces to the left, not the right. Well, so does Lincoln's. And so does... Oh, that's not a $10 bill. Sorry. I don't have a 10... They're right. They're right.
It is faced to the left.
They're right. If you look at the $5 bill, Lincoln is facing to the right, but the $10 bill, he's facing to the left.
Well, yeah.
That's interesting information. Okay, back to it. The $10 bill is going to keep Hamilton on it for a very long time, as popularity of the Broadway show by the same name has put Hamilton back in the popular culture. Still doesn't tell you if he was a president or not. Evidently. Huh. Anyway. Okay, what about the $20 bill? Anybody know who's on it? That's all the money I got, people. Everything else is going to have to be on a piece of printed off construction paper, because that's all I got left. I don't even think I have a picture of a $100 bill. Nope, sure don't. Anyway, the $20 bill now in circulation, so there must have been some other ones. Is U.S. President Andrew Jackson in front of the White House? They got too much details on there. It does say it's Jackson. Oh, and the back's the White House. There you go. There you go. That's pretty cool. He's awful skinny faced.
Right, here's your answer.
He was never a president of the United States. So Hamilton wasn't.
Yeah. Although he was the closest aide and advisor to the country's first president, George Washington, and also helped to shape the policies of his successor, John Adams.
Cool.
I mean, you see a lot of his signature on things, so...
Well, evidently I didn't print off of a $100 bill.
Well, I already know who's on that.
$1 bills? Who's on the $100 bill? Hey, Jewel, glad you got it, baby. Dad's not paying attention to the notes.
Yeah, see, Mandy said it was. Julie said she did not think so.
Yeah, Andy Jackson, she got it. Julie got it.
Yeah.
So who's on the $100 bill, guys?
Oh, Linda.
Julie about to get it. She forgot to put the whole Franklin in there, but she got the FRA. That could have been Mom. You could have mean Francis. I don't believe Mommy's picture's on there, though. Yeah, it says Franklin is on the front and Independence Hall is on the back. That's pretty cool.
On what one?
On the $100 bill. Of which I don't have any. I'm lucky to have the 3 bills I got. Ain't been nowhere in a week, almost a week, at all. Been stuck in this house for a week. Do you know how hard that is? Anyway, next one is the $500 bill. And it says millions of $500 bills were printed in the United States before 1940. Believe it or not, but $500 bills are still very common. Has anybody ever seen a $500 bill?
Just don't use none of that stuff anymore.
Did I do
Everybody's
the 50?
all about the plastic.
Probably not, Mandy, because I don't have a 50 either. Okay, does anybody know who is on the $50 bill? Because I don't have a picture of that one either. I thought I got a picture of all of them, but I didn't. Well, I didn't know that's a $500 bill either, to tell you the honest truth. But it says basically paper money is just worth about as much as what the paper it's written on. It has to be backed by our gold.
That right there's probably worth more than what the actual...
But the back of the picture is pretty. It's got a picture of a scene on it. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. That's pretty. I probably wouldn't do anything except spend it, so there's no sense in giving me a $500 bill just for the pretty picture on the back, because I won't keep it. I'll put it in the bank or I'll spend it. Probably spend it.
And who's on it?
Who's on it is, on the $500 bill, William McKinley is the president on the $500 bill. I really need to go do some president history because, quite frankly, I'm not too familiar with all these presidents either. Now, the $1,000 bill, which I do have a copy of. Look at that pretty eagle on the back. Speed this up a little bit. That was President Cleveland. And it says the United States of America is printed on the back.
Cool.
$1,000 bill. President Cleveland is on the front, and the United States of America is printed on the back. Well, I might be wrong, or this picture's wrong. That looks like an eagle to me. That don't look like the United States of America.
No.
So, they could either put the wrong picture in there for a $1,000 bill. I'm not sure. James Madison is the president on a $5,000 bill.
Now, Linda Sue says they don't make $500 bills anymore. So if you have one, save it for the next generation.
Well, I guess that might be good because collectors will pay good money for it, but money ain't going to be worth anything in the next generation.
Yep.
What is it they're saying now?
Well, that's good to know.
You're going to be broke
that's good
and
to know.
happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
The $5,000 bill has James Madison. He's the president that was on that. And it says the collector value, it says 300 of the $5,000 bills still exist. 300 of them. I wonder how many they printed to start with. The $5,000 bills can bring at least 5 times what the value printed on them is. 5 times 5,000, that'd be worth $25,000 if you found one of them. I don't know anybody that's ever even seen one, much less would have had one. Okay, and this is a $10,000 bill. It says is the highest paper money which can be used by people. There are at least there are less than 350 $10,000 bills out there, which makes them very rare. They were printed in the late 1920s and early 1930s. The collector value is 3 times amount printed on the $10,000 bill.
Cool.
This one, although you can't see it very well, is a $100,000 bill. And it was only printed, and has Woodrow Wilson on it. It was only printed in the 1930s. The note is still legal tender today, and even though it has not been seen in circulation in more than 50 years, there are $100,000 bills were used only between banks and their transactions, therefore they became extremely rare.
Oh, I'd say.
Yeah, because why would you... Nowadays, they transfer it back and forth against computers, so it would only be any good for a collector. It really wouldn't be. I mean, I would love to find one. Somebody got one laying around. I would love to see it in person, but it's not likely anybody's going to do that.
I'm sure there's probably a museum around somewhere that's got something that you could probably see.
It says no president, this says a promotional $1 million bill. No president is on the $1 million bill. $1 million bill does not exist. Example below is just a wild imagination. I don't have the example, so I'm not. Oh, yeah. It's just a wild imagination of an artist. The highest real denomination of U.S. currency is $10,000, but this bill has not been printed since 1940s. If you want to print fake money for promotion or a joke for a party, make sure it is not the same size, color, or shape or font, etc. as real money.
Yeah.
So, that's just the artist rendition of a $1 million bill.
I'm working on my second million right now. I give up on the first one.
So, I thought that was pretty interesting information for President's Day, which is coming up this Monday, by the way. I hope everybody has a good, and take just a moment in your busy schedule to just say a little prayer for our president. He has a long way to go and a really tough battle uphill, but we hope that everybody gets their life together and gets things straightened up to where we can coexist in the same country with the Constitution as possible.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking. You know, everybody's got a right to their own opinion. So, everybody should be able to have it, but I should be able to have mine as well. So, that's all I'm going to say on that subject.
And we are here in Jackstown, West Virginia.
I'm just gonna get you.
Yeah.
Where's your papers?
And who's gonna get me? Who'd you say come get me?
Go ahead. Now I'm gonna let Timmy do his part of it because he found some interesting information on West Virginia.
Yeah, just a
himself.
few odds and ends. I got to put my old man safety glasses on, the old bifocals, because I must read my own stuff.
I'll read comments this time.
Yeah.
And leave lots of comments, guys, so I can get questions to him.
Yeah. You know anybody know what the nickname for West Virginia is? And but yeah, you had a nickname for West Virginia. You have, when it gained statehood was in 1863. And it's
Hi, Patricia.
the 35th state.
Mountain State, Mandy, you are correct.
Yeah, you're right. You're
Good
right.
job, baby.
All right. And as of 2016, the population was 1,831,102 folks. All right, and as of 2022, it was 1,775,156, which was a decline of 55,946 people in, what would that be? 6 years. 6 years.
Me and Timmy was talking about it since the information come out in 2022 was what, now the census would have been in 2020, so it wouldn't have had anything to do with COVID. We was wondering if the decline, so it must have been, a lot of it must have been just people pass away, olders, that never leave the state, but others must have just been moving out of state to find work.
Well, what's the capital? West Virginia. And the state bird. The biggest city in West Virginia is Charleston. And the state flower is rhododendron.
Charleston is the capital, yep.
Yeah, boy.
Look at y'all, and Mandy got the card.
Right
Good
in there.
job. Good job, guys. Y'all doing great. Y'all just jumping in.
Right, West Virginia is one of only 2 U.S. states to join the Union during the Civil War. Anybody know what the other one is?
This one I didn't know. I've always thought and always been told that West Virginia was the only one that
That's what I
became a
always
state
thought,
during
too,
the
but,
Civil
yeah.
War. But in his research, he found there was another one.
And then, and what it is and then coal was discovered in West Virginia in what year? And coal mining continues to be the state's leading industry today, supplying 15% of the nation's coal. I'd be interested to know if that's what it is
Mandy.
now. To even know what it is, but yeah,
Actually, no, it wasn't Kentucky, Sue, but it was. You want to tell them what it was?
Nevada.
Was Nevada. I did not realize, and he wanted to know what, because West Virginia came out of Virginia, he wanted to know what part was divided up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wonder what.
1913?
1742 was when the coal was.
That's a long time ago. We've been mining coal in West Virginia for a long
For a
time.
long time.
I wonder how long it took them to realize coal was good to burn for heat.
Yeah. But yeah, like I say, we just got to look into different things about West Virginia.
Yeah, you sure were close, JD.
Proud of it. Oh yeah, you're a lot closer than what most were. A lot closer than I was before I started. So,
You want to wonder who was keeping all the information back then when they didn't have the computer.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
that's
all the
true.
books that they had to go through
Yeah.
to convert all that stuff so that we could go in there and press a little button on the computer and find all this information? Basically, this morning, because me and him been down and out all week, we have not done anything. So we
I
put all
think-
this stuff together this morning.
Something else too that a lot of people have issues with is, okay, what's the abbreviation of West Virginia? Because a lot of people will get it, they'll get it wrong. And yeah, abbreviation of a lot of states. People have issues with that.
Well, the old abbreviation was WVA. However, they shortened all that stuff down for postal codes only into 2 letters for each state.
Yeah.
So
Duck, you're right. So
yeah. So the original, when it was originally, the abbreviation was WVA for Western Virginia. Me and Tim was down in Florida one time visiting Jenny. And this car, we had been out somewhere and we come through this gated community, mind you, and was going back to where Jenny's apartment was at. And it was this car followed us all the way back to Jenny's apartment. Well, we was a little leery to get out of the car, but when we did, the little fella said, I just had to see another West Virginian. He said, I've been down here so long, I've never seen a West Virginia license plate. I had to see who was from my home state. He was the sweetest little fella, but I'll tell you what, I've seen people follow people on TV, and I was a little unnerved. Dude, I get unnerved easy.
Like you on her, but
yeah, but he was just as sweet as he could be. He wanted to know who from his home state was in the same area that he was. I guess he was stationed in the service too, and he just didn't know anybody else that was from. And he recognized that license plate right now. Followed us right back to her door. So I thought that was a really sweet time. Those are memories that you keep and keep and keep. Is when people are nice and kind and friendly. So always try to.
For you, though.
Yeah.
A lot of places I go, I've done found out that if you're from West Virginia, you're usually real friendly. And some of them are, certain states you go to, you can just about tell they're from that state. That's just the way that's the way I see it.
Yeah, and it's true. It is. West Virginians have the hospitality. They said, well, there was a joke one time that said that, I'll leave you with this because it's getting past my 30 minutes, but I'll leave you with this. There was a joke one time I read on, I think it was in the newspaper. It said that people from California, when they went to call up the good Lord, they had to put $1 in their payphone booth, be able to talk to him. Well, you get closer and people in, I don't remember, was maybe Illinois, had to put 50 cents in theirs. And when you come into another place, you had to put $0.25 in. Well, then when they come to West Virginia, they said they needed to talk to good Lord. Where was the payphone and how much did it cost? And they said, you don't need to pay to talk to the good Lord here in West Virginia. It's a local call.
And
So we're local to the good Lord. Keeps us right here.
And two, Linda Sue was asking if we'd done the state animal. Actually, when I was doing my research on it, I never even seen that. I know that's what it was. It's the black bear.
We have a black bear, and then there's a rattlesnake. There's a monarch butterfly.
Yeah.
Those are all the different. The sugar maple is the tree. The rhododendron is the flower.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there, we did. Sue, if you want to look back on it, one of the other West Virginia lives that I have on my YouTube channel, we did a whole set of ornaments that has the different. When I think was the very first one I done on West Virginia Wednesday, was I brought up all of the different state things, and I made little ornaments that you could hang on your tree or on a, bulletin board or whatever. You could just use them for anything, but they had we had all those different little things. If I'd have been thinking, I'd had those back out where I could have showed them again today.
Yep.
But I wasn't thinking. Me and Timmy still need to have to coordinate this just a little bit more.
Yeah. We're just sitting there.
Oh yeah, on the brook trout autumn. That is correct. You are right.
But Jenks is kind of chilling out there a little bit on the mantle.
Oh yeah, everywhere we are, and especially if I'm on live, you're going to find one of those animals in the background. I'm not sure where Sam's at. He's probably in there laying on the floor. But this cat loves to be on TV.
They're staying out of the way.
Yep. Don't you, Jinxie? You love to be on TV, don't you, buddy? He says, I don't care.
Nah. Care less.
All right, guys. We're going to, it's almost 40 minutes. we are going to say goodbye today. We thank each and
Hey,
every
been
one
good.
of you for stopping in.
Be good seeing everybody. Love you guys. Heart y'all next time.
And everybody that wants to watch it on the replay, just leave us a little comment to let us know. Love you too, JD. We'll talk to you all next time. See y'all in 2 weeks. Don't forget next week's Facebook Live. This COVID's got me so I can't even talk. Bye, guys.